Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people from all around America. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease podcast. We are definitely going to be having a marvelous conversation on this here evening. We've got, of course, some updates and some things that we need to discuss. But before we do that, I have a question for you. Have you ever been swallowed?
Swallowed up.
Have you ever been swallowed or maybe hit just with a slap? Have you ever been hit with a slap? Maybe an anti-SLAPP. Maybe you was trying to anti-SLAPP. I'm not sure what was going on there, but somebody just got slapped by the judge, and we shall discuss this here evening. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Shout out to all of you that are with me. Please make sure that you hit the like button. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If you are not yet a subscriber, we are yet on our way to 18,000 subscribers. Also, if you could do me the awesome favor tonight of sharing this program around your social media. I'm not aware if everybody is aware of what has gone down. So we want to make sure that we get the word out tonight. Y'all go ahead and spread the news far and wide. Spread it like Duane Youngblood has been spreading his cheeks in the Hugga Gugga church his whole life. Go ahead and spread this show far and wide. Spread it wide and lay it low and spread it wide. Amen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I need to warn you, I have not had dinner. And may have to snack a little bit during this live. Darryl gets his food delivered to him. He got some folks over there that can help him out. I'm by myself over here, so I got to order my food. So that is the plan at some point here, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Dion? We shall discuss. Well, first of all, if you are a first-time viewer here, please make sure you hit the like button. Everybody's welcome over here. As long as you're respectful, we welcome you. And shout out to Beauty for Ashes for all the purple hearts. Shout out to Princess as well. Let me go on and scroll back on up. Shout out to Christine Parts, Patsy. Thank you. Of course, Lynn Pearson, CC, Angela Smith, Uncle Fred, Moni No Love, Angel. Good to see you here. Who else is up in here? Tracy Turner. Did you run, Tracy? Did you run? Did you run? Run, run, run. I've been running for Jesus a long time. I'm not tired. Okay. All right. Clarissa Pearson. All right. Tasha Global. Good to have you with us, Tasha, the beautiful Tasha Global, God's favorite. Rita is with us. The beautiful Rita is with us as well. Queen, got you here. Hadassah, good. Princess, everybody, Lottie Dottie, and everybody. Thank y'all. Angel Heart, everybody that is here. Hey, what's up, Gerald? Many of you know that over the last couple of months, we were inundated with an ambulance chasing, my opinion, lawyer, and also his band of merry men that they have cajoled and gotten together in order to, in my opinion, harass and try to extort Bishop T.D. Jakes. They tried to extort him with a $6 million request letter. They requested $6 million. Now, Youngblood was not the first person that was doing all of this talking. The other person that was doing all of this talking was Dr. Scrotum Sniffer. And Dr. Scrotum Sniffer was running around here, you know, saying that Manasseh Jordan was going to file a lawsuit against T.D. Jakes, and he had been in contact with the T.D. Jakes crew and all of these people. And, you know, I just hate to say it. Those of us that can read, those of us that have a little bit of comprehension skills, you know, we were over here trying to tell you all, hey, this is not going to end well. You can't just go and try to extort people and think that you're going to hit somebody with an anti-SLAPP motion and the judge is just going to let you walk away. But the judge said, okay, you wanted an anti-SLAPP motion, so I'm going to give you one, but I'm going to slap your ass. And so that's what the judge has done. He went ahead and slapped Duane Youngblood, and he reminded Duane Youngblood that Satan done lied to you. Yes, Lord. Satan done lied to you. Amen. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Darryl, I don't know what's going on with your screen over there.
I don't know either.
Can you see yourself? Yeah, there you go. Might have been just the things, but let me just tell y'all, I'm not glorying in the fact that the man got slapped, but I am.
I am.
I, I'm glorying in the fact that the case is going to continue. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. So let us all get together and we shall read a document. Now, y'all keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't normally go live on Fridays, but you guys know I do try. Today is Friday, right? It is Friday, right? Yeah. Okay. Darryl, ain't paying attention. Y'all see that? I need at least 10 of y'all to make sure y'all support the program tonight with at least $10. That will help us to stay on budget tonight. God bless you. The Cash App information is on the screen. Y'all ready, Darryl? You ready? Because we're gonna read this together. Tasha Global, get ready. I might have you to come up, so don't go nowhere. You might have to put the baby down in a little while, so that way you'll be prepared. Amen. Bless God. Let me see where we're gonna start off with. Here we go. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Can I let's see. I can blow that up a little bit more, right? Yeah, there we go. All right, boys and girls. Let us get into a couple of things tonight. I have on my spectacles, so let us see what we can accomplish. We're reading this together because I haven't even read it. Y'all ready? William S. Stickman, United States District Judge, plaintiff Thomas Dexter Jakes brought this action against defendant Duane Youngblood and 10 unidentified individuals, collectively the defendants. Darryl, I already want to lift my hands right there. It's Shabbat.
Yes. Defendants.
Because this might be why some people are trying to change their tune, talking about they want to take videos down and they want to change their behavior and they want to change their platform. He said 10 unidentified individuals, collectively and in quotation marks, ladies and gentlemen, they are henceforth and now forevermore to be known as the defendants. At count number 1, brought against Youngblood, Jakes alleged that Youngblood engaged in libel per se. At count number 2, brought against all defendants. Listen to me.
That means everybody for those in the back.
I'm about to slide out my chair. You all about to have y'all asses handed to y'all. Now listen here.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, if anything, y'all need to be praying for Bishop Jakes right now. Amen. Y'all need to be praying that the Lord hold his hands and his arms up. Amen. Oh, glory. So he can go ahead and take care of some business and take care of a few people. That's all I'm saying. But it says here, all defendants and brought against all the defendants. Jakes alleges that the defendants engaged in a civil conspiracy to commit defamatory acts. Youngblood filed a special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute. For this reasons articulated below, the court will deny, pay attention, will deny Youngblood's motion. Now, Youngblood, I want to go ahead and I want to say this. I want to say this out loud so people can hear me. Youngblood, you've been denied by TD Jakes your whole life. Now, in my humble opinion, you all have been chasing after the shadow of TD Jakes when he rose from the hills of the clay hills of West Virginia in order for him to ascend to the global Christian heights that he has ascended to. And you has been horrified and petrified ever since that you were left behind with your dust bucket behavior and your inability to keep your willy in your pants from the poor little children. Because keep in mind, Duane Youngblood, you love to touch the little boys. Now I want to be really careful here tonight. And Darryl, you just stop me at any time because somebody's gonna have to get me some butter because I'm gonna be on a roll here tonight.
Roll on, man, roll on.
Now,
Amen.
Duane Youngblood, you have been denied your anti-SLAPP statute. Ladies and gentlemen, what was an anti-SLAPP statute? Just the bottom line, he thought just because TD Jakes was a public person that he could go around telling all of these defamatory statements, in my opinion, and saying all of the things that he was saying, and he thought that that was going to work in his favor. Him and his crooked teeth brother decided that they would get online with their whopper chompers and they would just come out here on social media and say what they wanted to say. How we doing? Can y'all still hear me? Am I freezing? Because according to this, my signal's gone bad. Do I need to y'all let me know in the chat if I go out. But listen to me very carefully, sir. Your motion, according to the judge, for the reasons that he is about to articulate, you have been, sir, and forevermore will be, sir. Listen, denied. And I'm going to go ahead and remind myself that the reason why you were denied, according to Bishop T.D. Jakes many years ago, Duane Youngblood, he said, you don't know, the people around you don't know you, and you don't know who you are either. So guess what, sir? We're about to show you, and the judge is going to show you in a minute, just who you are, along with your 10 unidentified defendants. The defendants. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Factual and procedural background. On October the 28th, 2024, Youngblood was interviewed on the Larry Reed Live online video podcast. The episode was allegedly titled "The Abused Becomes the Abuser." During the interview, Youngblood alleged that Jakes groomed and SA'd him when he was 18 to 19 years old. Specifically, Youngblood alleged that Jakes attempted to kiss him and subsequently called him on the phone and made statements regarding future SA encounters between Jakes and Youngblood. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 164 of you here. 135 likes. Go ahead. It's breaking hot off the press news. Y'all hit the like button for me because we got some road to travel here. Duane Youngblood, do you remember when I, along with St. James and some other vloggers, told you that your anti-SLAPP motion and that your inability to understand, you and your crooked defendants putting together this ridiculous request for $6 million was going to get y'all asses handed to you? I want to tell you this is the golden age of what it's going to be like to get your ass handed to you. Donald Trump said we've entered into the golden age of America, and I want to tell Duane Youngblood, this is the golden age of you getting your ass handed to you, sir. Oh yes and amen. Be very clear about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let us continue. Youngblood stated that in the encounter between himself and Jakes was absolutely destructive sexual damage. Okay. Youngblood described another conversation that took place with Jakes years later, where Jakes allegedly stated that my stock was rising. I would have had sex with anybody at the time, in reference to the prior alleged interactions between Jakes and Youngblood. That was supposed to bolster his claim, Darryl, because he made and he added all on these embellishments. And I'm going too fast, so let me go ahead and slow myself down.
Take your time.
Let me slow down. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing here is a judge slowing down the train, but he's calling for train number 9 going down Chicago line, and his train will not jump the track. It's gonna land on Duane Youngblood's back. It will leave a trail that will trace back to the lies, misinformation, alleged statements, and all of this other stuff that has come out of Pennsylvania. I want y'all to hear me, ladies and gentlemen. There is some destructive stuff happening in Atlanta and Pennsylvania. Let me take my time and take a sip.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
By way of Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen, that podcaster, the YouTube uploader, in my opinion, the consistent liar, the consistent mishandler, the person who is all, that now is talking to the dead, conjuring spells, doing all kinds of stuff. According to this, the judge says he went over there and he made all kinds of statements on the podcaster's podcast. Embellishments. This is what I was talking about earlier with y'all. All of these things that he keeps embellishing, and he kept adding to the story. They kept adding to the story every week, or every little video, they would make another little claim and they would say something else. Because y'all remember, this first started off with an alleged hug and an alleged kiss. Can we talk here, ladies and gentlemen? But now we're dealing with a man who's now got to deal with the court system. Now, he went and found him somebody to chase the ambulance and to fall behind him with this kind of situation. And that would have been Duane Youngblood, Mary. Walk with me, Mary. Walk with me, Mary. Walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I need Mary J. Pratt to walk with me. Come on in and have a seat and hush, Mary, thank you. I love you, Mary, and welcome to the program. Oh, I done got tickled now, Darryl. Listen here.
Oh, I've been in that way for about an hour or so.
All of this talking and all of these legal experts and all of these people running around here. Oh, we know more because we got folks over here that can tell us this and can tell us that. And I knew when I was listening that they were lying through their teeth. They didn't know what they were talking about. And sooner or later, you cannot, Darryl. Let me take a pause and a point of privilege here, Darryl. Let me lean back in my chair because we talking this our Friday night and this our juke joint. Darryl, why would a person think that they could call up a person? Hey, Sharon, and good to see you here. By the way, I watched your live yesterday. It was great. And you were just beautiful. Your face was done up well. I just want to say you met the goal for the screen. I tell you look great. Now, let me say this. Darryl, why would these dummies think that they can try to get a man to pay them $6 million off of a hug and a potential kiss? Now, y'all remember, for those of us that's been following this story, I mean the real followers, those of us who've been reading and really paying attention, this also had to do with a bubble bath phone call. Y'all remember that? Because yeah, he left out the bubble bath phone call. He stopped talking about the bubble bath phone call because, the bubble bath phone call was going to make him look kind of weird, even though all the rest of this stuff makes him look weird anyway, right? So the bubble bath phone call went south, and so he just kind of tailored the story the way he thought it would become more palatable to the public. Yes, and you still about to have your ass handed to you. And according to the judge and according to this paperwork, your 10 unidentified defendants. The judge, the lawyers got some work to do. Let's go on. Defendants. So everybody tell me, oh, I don't think I've been named. Guess what? Not too many days henceforth, declares the judge in the paperwork. Somebody gonna be on some damn paperwork somewhere.
Because if you think not, Satan have lied to you.
This is just the first part of this, ladies and gentlemen, because not too many days hence, you're going to be able to run to the rocks to hide your face, and the rocks going to cry out, no hiding place, you jack-o'-lantern. I'm here to tell you, you're gonna have to run to where? Dubai. Where you gonna go? Dubai. You're gonna have to run all over the world because it's gonna be necessary for you to hide your face, and you're gonna have to stay there a long time, so long that your money gonna get lost, and all of those other things are gonna go down, 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 because you're gonna be running. You're gonna be running. Hang on, let me go. On November the 3rd of 2024, a second part of the LRL episode aired. In that episode, Youngblood repeated his previous allegations towards Jakes. So the judge is very clear. You all were making allegations against TD Jakes because, you know, everybody was trying to smooth this over. Oh, we didn't say nothing. We was just telling our account. We were telling what happened to us when we were cheering. When we were cheering, we were cheering. So we were telling our story because we were cheering. The judge said on November the 3rd, 2024, the second part of that episode aired. And in that episode, you repeated your allegations. You made allegations towards TD Jakes. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you that are in the public that are still hanging on to stupid because TD Jakes took a photograph with P. Diddy, or he went to a P. Diddy gathering, that made him go somewhere, and some kind of way lose all of his scruples and get into some thong underwear and stand up
cobbler
and holding on to a peach cobbler. You are as dumb as Duane Youngblood and Richard Youngblood and the other criminal folks that were writing all of these affidavits. All y'all are dumb as hell. Period, point blank. And you're stupid as hell as that damn podcaster. Now, you know what I've been thinking about too, Darryl? Let me take a point of privilege here. Let's talk, because this you and me. This you and me. Shout out to Christine Parks for putting a color on it tonight. Thank you. Super sticker. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Darryl, you remember, well, I can't even have this. Well, let me just say this. Let me do the talking. Do y'all remember when Dr. Dingleberry, better known as the podcaster, and I believe that he's going to be one of these unidentified defendants. Do y'all remember when Jimmy Battles came to him and was trying to tell his story? And Dr. Scrotum Sniffer told Jimmy Battles, he said, well, Jimmy Battles, just go heal. Get over it. Jimmy Battles had audio tape. He could tell you the story. He could repeat the whole thing. Dr. Scrotum Sniffer said, go heal. You can't tell this story on my platform. But he's going to allow Duane Youngblood and this once upon a time in a land far, far away story to come up on his platform and tell this lie to all of the public and try to get us to buy into this lie. Ladies and gentlemen, shouldn't that make you go, what would make him deny a man that had audio tapes? And he just said, oh, I'm not letting that dude come up on my platform. Could it be his close proximity to Bernard Jordan and what was the other man's name, Darryl? I didn't slip my mind. George Bloomer. Could that have been? Which says to me, when you are Dr. Scrotum Sniffer's and friend or, comrade, he will allow you to come up on his platform and lie and hide and do all kinds of misdeeds. But when you are telling the truth, Dr. Scrotum Sniffer doesn't want you to come up on his platform. But he will let this man go a second time, according to the judge on November the 3rd of 2024, and make allegations towards Bishop Jakes. It says here that in that episode, Youngblood repeated his previous allegations toward Jakes. Jakes subsequently brought this lawsuit under the court's diversity jurisdiction against Youngblood, alleging that Youngblood's allegations are patently false and defamatory. At count one, Jakes alleges that Youngblood statements on October the 28th and November the 3rd episodes of the LRL. Come, hey, LRLers. Hey, y'all, LRLers. You over there? You know, I guess LRL must just stand for letting, read, lie. That's what it must stand for. LRL stands for letting, read, lie. Because that's all y'all doing over there is you're just letting, read, lie. And you letting, read, keep lying to the public. Hey, LRLers, you're letting, read, lie over there. Okay. It says are liable per se in that they expose Jakes to contempt, ridicule, and what's oblique? How do you pronounce that word? I got to ask Google. Because y'all know I'm a word person. Y'all know I'm a word person. OBLOQUUY. I have to know what this word is. Obloquy. Okay. Obloquy. Okay. Tend to affect Jakes in his profession as a trusted pastor and religious figure and accuse Jakes of engaging in unlawful conduct. So let's just be clear again. According to the judge, you are, it says, and November 3rd, or let's read it again. At count one, Jakes alleges that Youngblood statements on the October 28th and November 3rd episodes of LRL are liable. Oh Lord, liable. What am I saying? Per se, in that they expose Jakes to contempt, ridicule, and the other word. Tend to affect Jakes in his profession as a trusted pastor and figure and accuse Jakes of engaging in unlawful conduct. The judge is very clear here, ladies and gentlemen. At count two, Jakes alleges that Youngblood, along with 10 unidentified defendants, acted in concert to publish, broadcast the false claim that Jakes groomed and essayed Youngblood on a podcast reaching over 100,000 persons. Oh yeah, because people proud to tell you, I got all these subscribers and I got all these subscribers on all these different platforms. Well, that's wonderful. Praise the Lord. I'm so glad that the judge was able to recognize that 1,000, 100,000s of people, knowing that making such a false claim on a podcast that reaches such a broad audience of listeners would harm Jakes. So you harm Jakes allegedly, according to this document. Okay. Now, Darryl, if you harm a person, there has to be some legal ramifications, Darryl, for harming a person, even on a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Youngblood filed a special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute, arguing that Youngblood statements are protected public expression. Jakes cannot establish a prima facie case of defamation or civil conspiracy. Public policy and Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute support dismissal of Jakes' complaint, and Youngblood is entitled to attorney's fees. Youngblood also requests leave to file a cross complaint against Jakes and his son, Jermaine Jakes. Y'all remember when he said he was going to file a complaint against Jermaine Jakes for just simply sending him a text saying, you might want to be careful. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
I know I'm right about it. Youngblood also requests leave to file that cross complaint against Jakes and his son, Jermaine Jakes, in relation to a message Jermaine Jakes sent Youngblood via social media. Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The court will deny Youngblood's motion brought under the Pennsylvania's Uniform Public Expression Protection Act. Listen at me, ladies and gentlemen. I feel my preach coming on, Darryl.
Help yourself. Tune on up.
Oh, Lord. Y'all know I tickle myself sometimes. Duane Youngblood, pull in closer. You were denied. not only were you denied, sir, this anti-SLAPP motion, the judge went ahead and slapped you and told you and your lawyer and your 10 defendants to go sit your ass down. That's pretty much what he just told you. Go sit your ass
Over there.
over there, over yonder. Over yonder. That's what he told you to do. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Please make sure y'all hit the like button. Youngblood filed a special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute 42 PCS 8340.11. The Uniform Public Expression Protection Act. Youngblood did not mention Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B6, nor did he address 12B6 legal standard. Instead, Youngblood focuses exclusively on the Uniform Public Expression Act. In other words, you left out a clause, nigga. You and your lawyer conveniently left out a whole clause, nigga. And listen to me. He only wanted to focus on Bible verses, Darryl.
Yes, sir.
He wanted to smooth the judge over with an emotional sequelatory that would have the judge lifted up into the heavens of his emotional grandeur. And he all but left out a whole clause. According to the judge, you did not address Rule 12B6 legal standard, which means you were all of those pieces of paper. And what we was all trying to tell y'all, me and some other vloggers was trying to tell y'all, he's not bringing anything legal to the point to where he can disprove or say he has a legal right to do what he was doing, period, point blank. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I didn't have any clue he had left out and didn't even address Rule 12B6, but according to the judge, he left out a whole rule, ladies and gentlemen. Now, isn't that convenient? That's mighty convenient of you to leave. You and was Tyrone, was you too hot in them Bill Cosby sweaters that you be wearing? Is that why you left out a whole section of the law that you were supposed to cover when requesting an anti-SLAPP motion? You left out a whole section, but you hopped on that podcaster and y'all was doing a whole bunch of good ass acting, if you ask me. Oh, this is my first time talking to you. Oh, he came up on our platform and he had a whole conversation with us. Oh, acting. It's all a bunch of lies, ladies and gentlemen. And what amazes me is that these people keep falling for the bull. They just keep falling.
Let me explain to the people what Rule 12B6 is. Of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, it allows a defendant, Youngblood, to file a motion to dismiss a lawsuit if the plaintiff, being Bishop Jakes, has failed to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. He did not do that.
Well, you know why he didn't mention that? Because it's quite obvious that he's been defamed. It's quite obvious that they're making salacious statements, Darryl. And of course, you would conveniently leave that part out because then you would have to address it and you'd have to deal with that aspect of the law in your response. So he over there playing skip to Maloo with the law, him and his little, Red Cross attorney. Because I declare that damn Tyrone Blackburn, he's a Red Cross attorney. He got his papers at the Red Cross. He went to the Red Cross school of attorneys. It's just some strange stuff going on around here. Instead, Youngblood focuses exclusively on the Uniform Public Expression Protection Act. The Uniform Public Expression Protection Act is often referred to as an anti-SLAPP statute, although SLAPP, an acronym for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation, does not appear in the Act's title. The Uniform Public Expression Protections Act is considered an anti-SLAPP act. Okay, uniform law comment. SLAPP lawsuits are generally meritless suits brought by large private interests to deter common citizens from expressing or exercising, their political or legal rights, or to punish them for doing so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all that's saying right there is you cannot go out here and defame somebody and then try to hide under a Public Expression Protection Act. And it said it's to deter common citizens from expressing their political or legal rights. Sir, you don't have a legal right to come out here and say that this man essayed you with a hug and a potential kiss, and then made a phone call from a bubble bath. So guess what the judge did to you? You got slapped, Duane Youngblood. He just slapped your ass. He slapped you in these papers right here. You got a slap. You got to slap, and hopefully it'll wake you up, because I'm going to tell you, this is where I'm going to take a point of privilege. Somebody better start squealing to their lawyer or to the judge that somebody put you up to this. And if I'm just saying, because if y'all going to go down with the Titanic, y'all all going down together. You and your defendants. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just calling the thing a thing. Okay. Now, I don't know if fat assholes and people who always love to concentrate on other content creators, you ain't running to talk about this. I don't think you're gonna run anywhere. But it is quite obvious that this is the truth right here. So you can say we crazy and we don't know what the hell we was talking about. Well, obviously we knew a little bit more. Obviously our cognitive reasoning skills brought us to a conclusion that y'all are full of shit. And the people that you over there representing and caping for every 5 minutes because they can send you a cash app, obviously are off their rocker and they don't know what they're doing. I'm just saying. And shout out to all of those of you that are supporting the Mad Church Disease podcast. Let me see who's over there supporting the show. I need at least 10 of y'all to at least send $10, please. I need 9 more of you. We're down to 9 more. Please, thank you so very much, because y'all know we're going to be the talk of the town in the next couple of days, in the next couple of hours. Please. Please make sure that you go ahead and support the program. Shout out to Christine Parks for putting a color on it. Shout out to Charity for becoming a new member. Charity, I really appreciate you becoming a new member. And for those of you that are new members, please make sure that you renew your membership at the time that is necessary. Now, I need for y'all to please support the broadcast and please hit the like button. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. Thank y'all so very much. And I want to just simply say, for those of you that hit the like button, thank you. Nobody will know that. Miss T, thank you so much for your support. Tara, thank you so much. And Rosalind, thank you so much for your support. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we just need 7 more people to support the program with at least $10. Thank y'all so very much. Now, let's go right on. of particular, let's go ahead and we'll start back again because I know I had to stop there. The Uniform Public Expression Protection Act is often referred to as an anti-SLAPP statute. Although SLAPP, an acronym for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation, does not appear in the Act's title, the Uniform Public Expression Protection Act is considered an anti-SLAPP act. SLAPP lawsuits are generally meritless suits brought by large private interests to deter common citizens from exercising their political or legal rights or to punish them for doing so.
Kind of like what happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. Of particular importance to Youngblood's motion is 8340.16, 8340.15, and the other point as well. The court will address the application of each subsection in turn. For the reasons articulated below, the court holds that 8340.16 is not effective. 8340.15 is not applicable in the federal court, and 8340.18 is not even relevant at this stage of litigation.
Hold on, that last one, at this stage of the litigation, which means there will be more stages.
Right, and not only that, he could possibly bring that forward at a later particular point in time.
Because as the church song says, every round goes higher and higher.
Goes higher and higher. And so I just want y'all to understand, ladies and gentlemen, and let's be clear. The court says the first one was ineffective. The second one wasn't even applicable to the court. And the third one wasn't even relevant to the stage of litigation. How are you, an attorney? You're supposed to be this big bad attorney dropping all these lawsuits. And you don't know that the court, for the reasons articulated, said that what you submitted wasn't even effective. Secondly, it wasn't even applicable. And the third stage, you put it in the wrong stage of the litigation. So it wasn't even the point that you were supposed to be mentioning it in the process of the litigation.
In layman's terms, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Right. Somebody don't know what the hell they doing. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? I got something to tell you.
Touch your neighbor and say bullshit. A bullshit.
I don't know what I was doing. I gotta go to court now. What am I do?
A titty of me.
Right? You don't
have a clue.
You just throwing everything at the wall. Let me tell you what they was doing, ladies and gentlemen. Them people over there got together and they said, we just gonna throw everything at him and we gonna try to keep him in the courts as long and as much as we can. Pum, pum, pum. They was throwing everything. We'll hit him with this anti-SLAPP motion. Boom. We'll hit him with this. Boom. We'll hit him with this. Boom. And all of this stuff was to get this out here in the public so it could be salacious. And these vloggers could get on here and they could go at other vloggers because the YouTube uploader, better known as the podcaster, was full of garbage. He knew he was full of garbage and he was lying. And all his LRLers lying. Y'all just letting, read, lie. That's what that stands for. LRL stands for letting, read, lie. Okay, moving right along. Youngblood purports to rely on 42 PACS 8340.16 as the mechanism permitting him to file a special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute. Oh yeah, thank you. You done reminded me. Y'all remember when they filed this bullshit and TD Jakes hit them with this lawsuit, and then all of a sudden, the case got sick. All of a sudden, the case got sick. Everybody wanted to dismiss. Let's dismiss this case. Let's go our way. We don't want to talk to TD Jakes no more. Oh, Lord. We just want to go our way and sin no more. We don't know what we was thinking when we filed this frivolous lawsuit. We don't know what we was thinking. We went on that podcaster's podcast and we got tricked. We got bamboozled. We was talking on the jailhouse phone calls and I got tricked into thinking that I could file this frivolous lawsuit. And somebody needs to know that TD Jakes wasn't going to have it because Satan done lied
to you.
Oh Lord, Satan done lied to you. Satan lied to you. And I done told you somebody better jump off the ship real fast. And you better go to the court and fall on the mercy of the court and tell the judge, because I believe TD Jakes has time since you done held up his $1 billion deal. Oh Lord, I'm kind of sure he's going to go ahead all the way with this. Since y'all want to mess with his money, I got a feeling he going to start messing with y'all. Let's move on. The court holds that 8340.16 has not yet taken effect. 8340.16, party may file a special motion for dismissal of or judgment of a cause of action or part of a cause of action based on a party's protected public expression immunity. In ruling on the special motion to dismiss. Now, that's actually pretty crucial. According to the judge, ladies and gentlemen, he may be able to file that at a later particular point in time, but not right now. Right now, everybody's got to come to the court. Boy, I tell you, I feel my preacher. Let me tell y'all something. If I had time, I would talk to y'all about this is one of the reasons why it's so key to worship God. Because y'all do understand that God inhabits the praises of his people. You know what inhabit means, right? It means he comes and he sits down in our praise and he calls court. In other words, he calls people to him so that he can pronounce judgment and handle the things that he needs to handle in our lives. That's why it's good for you to go ahead and lift up your hands and worship God. Because when you worship him, God will judge you so that other folks don't have to judge you, so that he can clean you and wash you and fix you the way that you need to be fixed. So you won't file frivolous lawsuits and you won't do stupid things like this. That's why you lift up your hands and your worship, because he inhabits the praises of his people. Now go look it up. When you look up the word, you will discover that it says that God is the chief magistrate. In other words, God is the chief judge. So when God calls and comes to sit down in your praise and in your worship, he comes to judge you and to judge those things in your life so that he can get you straight. Can I just make a suggestion here for you, ladies and gentlemen? When you worship God, when you lift up your hands and you tell him thank you, there is a divine exchange taking place. He is taking away your ashes and he is giving you his beauty. If I had time, which of course I don't tonight, this a little sermonette. This is one of the reasons why you might want to just lift up your hands every now and then and tell God thank you. You might want to worship God and tell him how much you love him and how much you care for him and how there's nobody like him. You might want to tell him, Abba, Father, and I cried to you. That might be one of the reasons why you might want to lift your hands and just give God a little bit of praise. That might have been one of the reasons why he told us to acknowledge him in all our ways. Help me, Lord, that he may direct our path. Because if you were acknowledging God, Duane Youngblood, Richard Youngblood, that conundrum over there, Dr. Dingleberry, if you were really acknowledging God, he would have never directed your path into the path of this unrighteousness. Because all this is scandalous unrighteousness. It is stuff for you to line your pockets and for you to come out here in the public and pretend like you are a true paper Bible saved man of God. And you're not a man of God, because a man of God would have never bought such a frivolous lawsuit. I'm just saying. I had to take a point of privilege there, because these people are stupid. These people are stupid. That's why I lift my hands and I tell God, thank you. I just had to take that moment. And I don't care. Yes, me with my cousin self. Every now and then I got to lift my hands and tell him thank you. Oh, I know you think that you the spiritual parole officer for the whole world. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you, you don't get to tell me what my relationship with God looks like. My relationship with God is steeped in honesty. My relationship with God is steeped in integrity. because I don't come on social media trying to pretend like I'm something that I'm not. I come on here big, full-fledged myself. Like it, love it, lump it, hate it. I don't care what you think about it. I know one thing. I'm not running it through the back door of no digital boardroom trying to file frivolous lawsuits against preachers and people that and try to, extort people for money and trying to get people to sign NDA agreements. And even though the stuff is dead in people's face, people want to make excuses for the stuff. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel good. Like James Brown said, I knew that I would. I feel good. Y'all must be crazy. Y'all must be crazy. The man's a nutball. In the ruling on the special motion to dismiss, the statute directs the court to consider the special motion to dismiss responses and the evidence which can be considered on a motion for summary judgment. Okay, the act establishes a procedure that shares many attributes with summary judgment. So, consistent with the summary judgment practices, parties should submit admissible, competent evidence such as affidavits, deposition testimony, or tangible evidence for the court to consider. Nevertheless, 8340.16 is only effective if any of the following occur. Now, I want y'all to hear something before we even read that. Did y'all hear what the judge just said? You have to submit admissible, competent evidence such as affidavits, disposition, testimony, or tangible evidence. When did Duane Youngblood submit admissible, competent evidence such as affidavits, deposition, testimony, or tangible evidence for the court to consider? I'm here to tell y'all something. I think some of these affidavits is in trouble too. I think some of these affidavits is in trouble. I think some of these affidavits that was filed is in trouble. I think the judge is seeing through something here. There's something here, Darryl. Nevertheless, 8340.16 is only effective if any of the following occur. Promulgation by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania of a rule similar in form to PARCP number 4023, stating that the provisions are not suspended. Promulgation by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. In other words, he's saying the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania has got to suspend a provision in order for you to do what you thought you were going to do for that first. That's what it said. Promulgation by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania of the direct letter of address similar in form in Re 42P CS 1703 4082 PA 52 394 A2D 44 1978, stating that the provisions of 42 PACS 8340.16 are not suspended and did not violate Article 5 of the Constitution of Pennsylvania. My God from Zion, looks like somebody's got to leap over the Constitution. What the devil? Promulgation by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania and procedural rules providing subsequently the same content as the provisions of 42 PA. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania has not promulgated any rules or issued a direct letter of address regarding 8340.16 or any similar provision. Thus, 8340.16 is not effective and has no bearing on this litigation. It is not operative law. Youngblood purports to file his special motion to dismiss pursuant of 8340.16 mechanism. His motion must fail on procedural grounds as the subsection under which it was brought is ineffectual. Duane Youngblood, it was according to the judge, it was ineffectual. But I read one day, the Bible says that the fervent, effectual prayers of the righteous availeth much. But you was ineffectual. Let me just say this, Youngblood. You and your lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, in my opinion, I don't know what's wrong with the two of you. Where in God's earth did y'all think y'all were going to be able to get this done? You must have lost your ever-loving minds. Just dumb. And you're going to court You dummies, you're going to court. Y'all wanted to go to court so bad. What did I tell y'all in my last video? What did I tell y'all they were going? Didn't I tell y'all they were going to where? To court. I said they're going to court. He ain't getting nothing dismissed. This would not be dismissed. That's what I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all they going to court? And that's where the hell he going. Youngblood alleges that he is entitled to immunity and judgment as a matter of law under 42 PACS 8340.15 because of his statements are supported by affidavits, public records, and corroborating testimony, and Jakes has not demonstrated actual malice or falsity. Youngblood repeatedly states that Jakes has failed to provide credible evidence to meet the burdens of 8340.15. Youngblood filed a multitude of exhibits. Let the church say yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, he did. He filed a multitude. We all know it. A multitude of exhibits with the court that allegedly support the truthfulness of his statements. Allegedly support the truthfulness of his statements. I'm going to repeat it again. Allegedly support the truthfulness of his statements. Jakes counters that with 8340.15 does not apply in federal court because it conflicts with the federal rules of civil procedure. Thus, the first issue before the court is whether a federal court exercising diversity jurisdiction may apply 8340.15, even assuming that 8340.15 could apply independently. The court holds that it does not apply in federal court. The court acknowledges that there is a disagreement amongst courts as to whether a federal court exercising diversity jurisdiction can apply a state's anti-SLAPP law, while other states' laws are not identical to 8340.15. These cases provide persuasive guidance to the court, and he lists the cases. Holding that Maine's anti-SLAPP law does not conflict with the rules 12 and 56 and therefore applies in federal court. In Abbas, the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit held, federal court exercising diversity jurisdiction must apply rules 12 and 56 instead of the DC Anti-SLAPP Act's special motion. Okay, so what the judge says, bottom line, it's not effective. The court does not reach the issue of whether it would apply in federal court. So that's not the decision that they're making. The DC Circuit determined that the DC Anti-SLAPP Act conflicts with the federal rules by setting up an additional hurdle a plaintiff must jump over to get to trial. ID at 1334, and then they list that out as well. Let me go down, and then he lists all of that. Then he lists the law and the things that are important to be applied. The courts find that Abbas' reasoning persuasive. 8340.15 on other anti-SLAPP statutes with similar provisions is a procedural rule, not a substantive law. It creates a mechanism for a defendant to resolve a case pretrial, much like federal rules of civil procedure 12 and 56. Pursuant to the Erie Doctrine, federal courts sitting in diversity must apply state substantive law and federal procedural law. Okay, the substantive procedural dichotomy of the Erie rule must be applied with the objective that in all cases where a federal court is exercising jurisdiction solely because of the diversity of citizenship of the parties, the outcome of the litigation in the federal court be substantially the same. So far as the legal rule determined the outcome of the litigation, as it would be if tried in a state court. This outcome determinative test, however, should not produce a decision favoring application of the state rule unless it furthers one of Erie's twin aims. And then he lists, they're going to list the twin aims, or the two things that it should do. Okay, period, point blank. First, the court considers whether this is a direct collision between a federal rule and a state law, or a rule that the court is being urged to apply. Let me tell you this. Let me pause here for just let me pause here for just let me just pause for just 1 second. Y'all, these Tyrone Blackburn and them tried to throw everything in here. They tried to confuse the court. They tried to just throw whatever they could to mangle all of this together. And the judge and them had to sit through. And I would be pissed off if I was the judge, because now I have to itemize how stupid you were for throwing all of these other things in here that had nothing to do with nothing. But now we have to list it and explain it to you on why it didn't mean anything when you knew it didn't mean anything from the beginning. And I have to believe that the judge is not going to take too kindly when you finally go up in the court and he has to take a look at your black ass and determine the stuff that you did when submitting this paperwork, because this to me is a hodgepodge of bullshit. And I told y'all that before. They threw everything at this case. And now the judge and them having to sit here and go through all of this. And I'm sitting here having to read. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And the more I read, the more I see this is just bull. You threw everything at this case. This is ridiculous. And then he goes into the other stuff. Darryl, I'm reading. I'm skipping over because this done irritated my soul out. Because now I'm having to read all of these court rules. This is just dumb. And he knew better than this bullshit. He knew better. Tyrone Blackburn knew better than this. He knew better than this. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me you're a practicing attorney and you passed the bar and you didn't know that all of the stuff that you were applying did not apply. And then you left out a whole section, according to the judge, that clause B, you skipped over clause B, didn't even mention clause B. And the judge has to put in his response clause B because you didn't even mention it. And you're the damn attorney. I'm just saying, this is bullshit. This bullshit. I'm going on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I done got upset. Y'all pray for me because now I done got pissed. If the complaint survives a motion to dismiss, a party may move after discovery, but before trial for summary judgment under Rule 56. And see, this is what I know from personal experience. You have to go through discovery. And then once you go through discovery, then you can submit a motion to dismiss. I'm not even a lawyer, and I know that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a lawyer, and I know that. I'm just saying. So you think you just gonna ask the judge to just dismiss it and apply an anti-SLAPP motion to the whole thing? No, he slapped you, Tyrone Blackburn. He slapped you. And he should slap you on both cheeks. He should, and I'm talking about your face, not your ass, because that's where you like to be slapped. I know. But listen to me very carefully.
Dead in the bread basket.
Darryl, don't do that. Oh, God, help me. Oh, Lord, help me. I'm so sick of these people. I'm so tired of them. This is so ridiculous. Let me continue. A factual dispute. I'm skipping around, y'all, because this done made me mad.
See, right there, all they're doing is a bunch of case law.
Right. This is all case law, because this is it. And then he goes back into the anti-SLAPP stuff. He's continuing the anti-SLAPP stuff. A uniform law comment. Then he mentions that. Let's go on. I'm scrolling through. I'm just annoyed.
Oh, here we go. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay. A federal rule of procedure, blah, blah, blah. No. Then he mentions this case.
We're getting down to the heart of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hold on.
In accordance with the Erie Doctrine and Shady Grove, the court holds that there is a direct conflict between 83.40.15 and Rules 12 and 56. So the judge is explaining himself. Oh, now let's talk about these attorney fees. Youngblood seeks attorney fees. And then he gives that. He says, awards attorney fees, court costs, and expenses of litigation to defendants who engage in a protected public expression. If the court finds that the defendant is immune under that, or the opposing party voluntarily discontinues the action. Listen, pay attention, Darryl. In other words, TD Jakes can't even stop this train from rolling down unless he want to pay all your attorney fees.
So guess what's going to happen?
And I wouldn't give them ninjas nothing.
Y'all ass is going to court.
Yeah, I wouldn't give them ninjas nothing. I don't see TD Jakes stopping this case and then turning around and paying Duane Youngblood's attorney fees and that damn Bill Cosby swearing Tyrone Blackburn.
But I thought he didn't have no attorney's fees. Remember, because that guy said he wasn't being paid.
Right, and because that's what he said, but that's all the lies. And then, of course, TD Jakes' attorneys will be able to mention all of that in court. That's what they're going to talk about. On the other hand, if the court determines that a party's assertion of protected public expression immunity is frivolous or filed solely with the intent to delay the proceeding, andarabasha. I mean, Hedobose. I know for myself. Hedobose. EBBB Shanama. Shando. I thank God. Because I'm telling you right now, this right here is what's going to happen to y'all. Because they know that this whole stuff was to delay the proceeding. It was to delay everything, because you threw everything at this case but the kitchen sink, in my opinion. You threw everything at this darn case but the kitchen sink. The court shall award the opposing party attorney fees, court costs, and expenses of litigation incurred in opposing the assertion of protected public expression immunity. In other words, Duane Youngblood, you're going to have to give up some money. So you and your brother, it's going to be a long time that y'all can get y'all teeth fixed, because you took this long and you still ain't got it done. And so you're just not going to be able to do anything. I tell you and these roller coaster mouth vloggers on the internet, Darryl, I've never seen people's teeth go up, down, and around. They did that ride at the fair. Some of these people, I tell you, it's incredible how they come online. Forget the fact that you bleed gravy, but you're gonna get on the internet and you still gonna keep vouching for people, and you still gonna put your reputation on the line, knowing that these people are lying through their teeth. I mean, really. I'm
lying.
I'm really, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. I'm just crazy. The court holds that 83-40-18 awarded fees is inapplicable at this stage of litigation. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to move on, because I tell you, they threw everything at this, ladies and gentlemen. Youngblood special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute is based entirely on the Uniform Expression Act. That's what we read earlier. Moreover, Youngblood's motion is reliant on the summary judgment-like standard. The court will not reframe Youngblood's motion as a Rule 12B 12.6 motion. Youngblood relies on sworn affidavits to allegedly corroborate his statements and support his arguments. The court may not consider documents outside the pleadings under Rule 12B 12.6, subject to certain exceptions which are not applicable here.
Yep, and there it is.
Okay, so there go them affidavits. Pew, pew, pew. Golly gee, Batman, I think we're in a pile of shit.
Golly, Private Pile.
Golly gee, Batman, I think we're in trouble. This is hilarious. This is this is some Mayberry Gomer Pyle bullshit. I swear it is. Darryl.
Yes, it is.
Darryl, this is horrible. This is horrible. I'm gonna keep reading, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take a breather. This is some stupid stuff. Moreover, Youngblood's arguments are fundamentally incompatible with the Rule 12B 12.6 standard. For example, Youngblood argues that Jakes was not presented admissible evidence to prove that Youngblood's statements were false and made with malice. Okay, pay attention. And then he lists the case law. Okay, plaintiff cannot meet their burden of proving falsity or demonstrating that the defendant's statements lack substantial truth. Emphasis added, ID at 17. Plaintiff has failed. Where was I? I done lost my place. Plaintiff cannot meet burden, blah, blah, blah. Substantial truth. Plaintiff has failed to present admissible evidence of reputational damage directly resulting from defendant's statements. Youngblood further contends that Jakes fails to establish by clear and convincing evidence that Youngblood acted with actual malice. Youngblood's motion, based on the Uniform Public Expression Protection Act, fundamentally diverges from Rule 12b-6 standard. At the motion to dismiss stage, Jakes does not have a burden to present admissible evidence. So in other words, Jakes don't have to prove shit. You got to prove it. Before discovery and trial, Jakes has no obligation to prove any of his claims by clear and convincing evidence. His burden at this stage is merely to allege sufficient facts that, if accepted as true, state a claim for relief plausible on its face. Moreover, Youngblood's arguments rely on matters of extraneous, rely on matters extraneous to the pleadings that the court may not consider. Given that
Yep.
Youngblood's motion is incompatible with Rule 12b6 standards, the court cannot refrain Youngblood's motion into a motion to dismiss based on Rule 12b6. The court's role is not to craft arguments for the parties. In other words, Tyrone Blackburn, you can't come to the court and ask the court to do your damn job. That's the bottom.
That's it.
That's really what he's saying right there. Okay, pretty much. It is the responsibility of neither the district court nor this court to make the parties' arguments for them. Therefore, we will not engage in a free-willing investigation into a legal issue without meaningful briefing on the subject. And then they list the case law for that. It is the party's duty, not the court's, to present legal authority and arguments in support of a motion. The court will dismiss Youngblood's motion because it relies on statutory provisions that are not applicable in this litigation. Ladies and gentlemen,
That's it. That's the crux of the case.
Right. I don't even want to. Let me just take a point of pause. Do you all notice here that the judge keeps saying not applicable, not applicable? All of the shit that Tyrone Blackburn submitted and threw at this case, the judge keeps shooting down. It ain't applicable at this stage of the situation. So why are you doing this? Because you have to know this as an attorney. I don't know if there's any attorneys in the chat, but I mean, you got to know this stuff, right, Darryl? I mean, he went to law school. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm just a paralegal.
I'm just someone who watches attorneys on TV. Law and Crime is one of my favorite shows. Shout out to Law and Crime YouTube channel. Shout out to all of you that are supporting the Mad Church Disease. Where we at? Because you know that. Let's see where we at. Oh, y'all, something else. Can I get 7 of you all to at least send $10, please? We're down to 7 more of y'all, please. Take a pause and a breathe, ladies and gentlemen. The word of the day is non-applicable. You are darn right, Moni. You're darn right. The court will not refrain, and I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go on. Youngblood requests that the courts leave to file a cross complaint against Jakes and his son, Jermaine Jakes, in relation to a message Jermaine Jakes allegedly sent to Youngblood via social media. The court interprets this as a request to file a counterclaim against Jakes and a request to join Jermaine Jakes as a counterclaim defendant. First, the court holds that Youngblood did not require the court's leave to file a counterclaim against Jakes at this stage of litigation. Second, the court holds that whether Youngblood may file a counterclaim against Jermaine Jakes, a non-party, is not fully briefed. The court will address each proposed claim in turn. Let me just how are you going to file a claim against somebody who all they told you was to be careful? You want to sue him too? Ooh, this is crazy. That don't even make no sense.
Nope.
Father help me. Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, Rule 13 permits a party to file a counterclaim against an opposing party. Then they give you that. It says Youngblood has not yet filed his answer. He may file a counterclaim against Jakes, and in his answer under Rule 13, he need not obtain leave from the court to file this counterclaim. In other words, why didn't you file the right claim and file the right paperwork? Joining Jermaine Jakes as a counterclaim, Youngblood alleges that Jermaine Jakes sent him a message on social media on November the 3rd of 2024 stating, "You might be in dangerous territory, Duane. Just be careful." Youngblood seeks leave to join Jermaine as a party to this litigation based on this conduct. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 19 and 20 govern the addition of a person as a party to a counterclaim, determines when joiner of a party is compulsory. I'm sorry, I didn't even say that right. Ain't a T in that word, Marcellus. applies to permissive joiner under of parties. Let me put back on my damn glasses. Thus, the first issue the court must address is whether Jermaine Jakes is a necessary party under Rule 19A, or whether his joiner is permissive. A required party is, and then they go into what a required party is. So the judge is having to break all of this stuff down. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. Thus, either subjection is satisfied, the absent party is a necessary party that should be joined if possible. Then he goes over here to the completeness. Jake's claims against Youngblood relate to Youngblood's statements on 2 LRL episodes. And let me just say this. All of them people that was talking about, oh, I did my job and I just backed up. I'm going to go on and let Duane Youngblood handle it for now. I just did my job. Oh, come forward, come forward, come forward. Youngblood relate to Jake's claims against Youngblood relate to Youngblood's statements on 2 LRL episodes. Youngblood proposed claim against Jermaine Jakes relates to an alleged social media message which may have had a tangential relationship to Youngblood's statements on Larry Reed Live, or LRL. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, Youngblood's proposed claim against Jakes arises out of a different transaction of occurrence. So it's like, I forgot what they call it, Darryl. It's like a procedural thing. It's like a transactional, the line of succession of how things happen. If you understand what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying? Are you listening? Paying attention? You got me? Did you hear what I said? Or no? Just shake your head. No. Can you hear me at all, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me? Hello? Earth to Darryl?
Yeah.
Oh, now you hear me.
I can hear you the whole time.
But I was asking you a question. You didn't even answer.
I'm right here.
Oh, you on a delay. That's what it is. That's what it is. You listening through that other thing. You're on a delay. I got you. Okay, let's move on. The court holds that if Jermaine Jakes is not joined to this litigation, the court may still accord complete relief between Jakes and Youngblood. Furthermore, Jermaine Jakes is not a necessary party under the rule, as Jermaine Jakes does not have an interest in the subject matter of this action, his father's claims against Youngblood. Thus, Jermaine Jakes is not a necessary party, and his joiner is governed by the rules. I'm just going to say governed by the rules. Persons may be joined under the actions if the defendants, and then they list all of that. In other words, you niggas ain't abiding by what we've been saying the whole time, the rules. Neither Youngblood nor Jakes addressed the Rule 20 standard in relation to the proposed counterclaim against Jermaine Jakes. Given that this issue has not been fully addressed by the parties, the court will deny Youngblood's motion to join Jermaine Jakes as a counterclaim defendant without prejudice until the issue is properly placed before the court and fully briefed by the parties. As discussed above, the court cannot and will not craft arguments for the parties. In other words, Tyrone Blackburn, the judge said he ain't doing your damn job. Moving right along. For the foregoing reasons, the court will deny Youngblood's special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute. So that damn anti-SLAPP bullshit just got slapped down. You got slapped down, nigga. Okay, got slapped down. Let me move on to this one. Bottom line, I want it to be established and forever for the record, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to what it says here. And now, this 25th day of April, 2025, it is hereby ordered that Youngblood's special motion to dismiss pursuant to Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute is denied. You LRLers, you let Reed lie. That's all y'all do is let Reed lie.
You taking this off the screen because it's over. Marcellus, you froze up, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you see me? Am I better?
Yeah.
Okay. I think y'all been swallowed. That's what I think. You've been swallowed up. All right, Darryl.
I just
I'm
gotta
done. I done read it. I done took
take it off
y'all.
the screen. You can take it off the screen now.
Okay. I'm just saying. Shout out to Alice. Thank you so very much for your support, Alice. I appreciate it. I just need 6 more of you guys to do it. $10. Thank y'all so very much, so we can make sure we meet the budget. I think you're right. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. That's what it said. That's what it said. All right, now I'm going to read your comments. So this is now the time when you need to put your comment in. I haven't been reading y'all comments on what y'all said, and I don't want to scroll all the way back up there because then we get lost. And then I don't know where I'm at. Christine Parks it's one thing to offend me, but to offend and place my child in harm's way is another, even more so if we have had a type of relationship. I don't know what y'all talking about there. Yeah, swallowed. They've been swallowed. They've been hoodwinked. They've been bamboozled. They've been led astray. That's all I know. Darryl acted like he had a Donald Trump protest. Tasha Global, I'm gonna drop the link so you can come up here. Let me drop this link. Tasha Global. This link is for Tasha Global. Tasha Global, get to your computer. Run Rudolph as fast as you can. I want Tasha Global to come up here. Oh my God.
Surprise, 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 surprise.
Darryl acting like he had a Donald Trump rally holding up a sign. Lord. Oh, Lord. And hopefully St. James is having safe travels. I know he's got to travel. I am Courtney. Yes, we love hearing from Tasha. Well, I'm going to invite you coming up here in a minute. I'm going to invite you too. I am Courtney. You can come on up here too. You hit that link. Hit that link. All right. Hold on. Let me hit this button. All right, Gerald, what's up?
So me and Christian, hello, MCD, and hello, Darryl.
Hey, what's up, Gerald?
What me and Christian Parks was talking about, I was saying that I made a comment saying that I think, I'm not going to call his full name, but I think Jay is going to do something on the back burner also, because me and you are friends, right? Let's say me and you friends, right?
Uh-huh.
You got to beef with Darryl. Or no, you got to beef with me. You got to beef with me. Me and you have a beef. And let's say Darryl's my dad. To have a beef with me is one thing, but to drag a third party into it that is close to me, to drag a third party into that's close to me dealing with another situation, I'm gonna have a backlash for you.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure the judge was pissed off when he was writing, when he was
responding. I think he's going, and I think if you watched how they distanced themselves during this time, it all started around this situation. Yes, when the Williams lady came up, yes, some other Donald Trump situation came up. But if you really pay attention, he first started distancing himself when M was brought up in this situation.
Listen, the bottom line is, Gerald, they go into court. Bottom line is the judge just slapped them and slapped down their anti-SLAPP motion. The bottom line here is they are not going to be able to get away with what they thought they were going to be able to get away with. Now, they are also prophets. And John Jingleberry, Jingleheimer Smith, so all these people supposed to have all these powers and Zulu powers and all of this kind of stuff. Well, Zulu your ass on in the court, because that's where your ass is about to go. So Zama, speak in tongues on that. Get your ass to the court and explain to the judge why you filed this bullshit. So get all your Bill Cosby sweaters together, Tyrone Blackburn, and go talk to the judge. And go talk.
But I also think he thought that this was going to be an easy situation too. No,
Oh,
I really think he thought this was going to be an easy situation, and he didn't realize who he was going up against.
mm. Well, first of all, some these TD Jakes' lawyers can read, and how you gonna leave out a whole clause trying to get somebody to give you an anti-slap motion? I didn't even know the man left out a whole clause because I'm not a lawyer. According to the judge say you left out a whole section that you didn't even cover of that whole anti-slap situation. So I mean, the man is just incredibly crazy.
But yeah,
I'm going.
that's all I was saying. But I'm gonna get off.
Oh well, listen here, Gerald. You did your thing. All I'm gonna tell you is this, Gerald. They go in the cold. Gerald, what else are they gonna do? They go in the damn cold. That's what it is.
I don't know why uh old blood would let scrotum sniffer pump him up like that. And then I
Oh,
think, like I said, I think the judge is already upset because you have a SA or offender. You said tier three, right?
that is correct.
So a tier three SA offender who did something while also on probation or parole, whatever. Yeah, he's also pissed off about that.
Well,
I would.
not only that, the judge is going to talk about the fact, and that's going to be brought up in court. Dwayne Youngblood has a history of lying and trying to evade the court system. He lied when he got caught with that ankle monitor on there with that young man, and essaying that young man. He was lying, and he was not even abiding by the rules of the court that the court had established for him to abide by. So he is a person who is a known rule breaker. He is somebody who does not abide by the law. And of course, with those jurors hear that, and of course that information is brought to their attention, and they're able to itemize the things that this man has done. In the words of my mother, his ass is grass. That's all I'm gonna tell you. His ass is grass. Gerald, you froze. You froze. You froze on me. All right, I'm gonna leave this link for anybody that wants to come in. If you got a comment, if you want to come up and have a conversation with the Cigar Vlogger and myself, you're more than welcome to do though. I think I saw a respective angle in there somewhere. Um, I am human first. You all have the link has been dropped. Your thoughts, you all are more than welcome to give me your thoughts because this is Friday night, and y'all know this is Fish Fright Friday. So this is what we do on Fridays. We have our time. It's what we do. Oh, there go my honey bunny. All right, there she go. What's up? Tasha Global, you done made it. I am Courtney Phillips. Oh, here you go.
Hello.
Hello,
Hel-
Tasha Global.
Hi there. Well, right now I'm heading home in the car, so I hope there's no feedback.
No, we're good.
Okay, so number one, greetings to Marcellus, greetings to Darryl. I love you all very much, and I thank you all for continuing to put your foot on the necks of the devil, because this is what my commentary for this content tonight. It is
Mm,
very, very sad that TD Jakes, who I am not a fan of, by the way, I just want to put that out there, but he is a human being, and you have individuals who have allegedly attempted to extort this man. They undermined his ability to take this case to court to defend himself, and now you have an individual who was accused of being a child predator by the name of y'all call him Dr. Dingleberry, conspiring with people to extort TD Jakes. And then on top of all of that, now all of a sudden you want to rebrand yourself. And I want to say this, and I hope I have permission to say this. How in the world are you claiming to be a rebranding yourself? If you really meant business, you would take down the interviews of young blood that are still up on your channel, which has thousands of views.
mm,
And so you have people that come out, they say one thing and they do another. So this
mm,
is my takeaway from tonight. I pray that TD Jakes lawyers use every level of ammunition they have to take down every person that has been behind this alleged extortion, because the devil is a liar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Mhm.
I will tell you, so eloquently put, but I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm going to leave that up. I am Courtney. It is so good to see you with us tonight. I'm gonna open up the floor to you. Did you change your thumbnail?
Yes, I just added it up there right quick. Good
I'm like,
evening,
that ain't, is
everybody.
that you?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, I'm you so okay. I was like, it's far away. I'm all right. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Um, okay, so I won't be long because I'm doing some work and things. Where do I start? So what are we talking about? I didn't know if
you
you called
you
me up
start
here
wherever
about the
you
other
want,
night, or you know what I'm talking about?
huh?
I don't know if you called me up here in regards to the other night. I had commented,
Oh, this is Friday. You can talk about whatever you want. You talking about the Nicola situation?
yes.
Yeah,
Did
we can
you
get to
already
that. So
get
address TD Jakes first, and then we'll talk about Nicola in a second.
okay? First of all, I love Bishop Jakes. So regardless of anything, I think he will always be a stand up man in my book. So there's that. So of course I'm glad for any any type of win. I'm glad about that. Um, of course I do not too much care for Youngblood and any affiliations as it pertained to him, and of and definitely his lawyer. So there's that. So I hope that Bishop Jakes see this thing to the end, and that there's a definite win, which I believe it will be.
All right. Now I'm gonna circle back around to the Nicola thing. Don't go anywhere. I am human first.
Okay.
You and I are supposed to be the same person. So can you speak so we can hear your voice?
Exactly. We are not the same person.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah.
Hello,
What's
panel.
up?
Hey, Daryl. Hey, Tasha. Hey, I am Courtney. Yeah.
Hello.
So, yeah, I'm so glad we got over this hurdle. Um, and that we are going to see this way as a court. I know, what's the lawyer's name?
Blackburn.
Blackburn, yeah, Blackburn. He
Yeah.
is probably
Mhm.
stumping his toe at this point in time because now he has to stay in the fight a lot longer and put on a case before the court. Um, this is good for him because well, he would be the only person to look at what's going on and decide to take up a case with someone with this background, and also that applies to um the other person who co-conspirator number one. I
Mhm.
mean, because this is just one tacky. No one would touch this person with his background, and
Mhm.
I've been doing some deep research on this, and I'll you probably hear something coming out soon about this because there's a lot of pieces that when you hear about it, because I went through a lot of his videos or whatever, but it's just that dude is evil. The
Mhm.
co-conspirator one, number one, is just so
Mhm.
evil to use this person of all people to come at
Not Jimmy Battles. Jimmy Battles had audio tape. He had all
exactly.
kind of stuff. He don't want to use Jimmy, but he'll go and use this idiot. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and even using that story, to me, when you put that story up against Mr. Battle, it just reeks of hypocrisy. How Jimmy was treated in terms of how his was. He got thrown to the side. He didn't have evidence. He wasn't believable. He didn't you question him. But then when it comes to this person right here, but yeah, it is I guess yeah, it is just tacky all the way around, and I'm glad we got this win as it stands tonight. I was
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you and I appreciate your comments. I'm gonna go back to I am Courtney, so we can address something as well. I don't really have anything to add to what you said. I am human first. There's no need. They got slapped, and that's just the bottom line. And they go into court. That's just I've been telling these people that for months. It is what it is. Um, And the co-conspirator, sooner or later, he gonna have to raise some money because he gonna be in trouble too. Now, I am Courtney Phillips. I'm just saying, because you Mr. Prophet, you supposed to know that, Mr. Prophet. You supposed to know that the train is coming in your direction. So the other night, ladies and gentlemen, there was another content creator that I watch and support. Apparently, there was a kerfuffle. That's what I'm gonna call it, a kerfuffle. There was some comments made in his chat that sort of set him off. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Vincent. Okay, I'm talking about Vincent. There was a situation that arose between him and Nicola. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am Courtney. I did finally go back and watch the video. I watched the video to the point where I was like, okay. When she made her first comment and he addressed her, and then he moved on. So the expectation as far as Vincent, I think, was concerned is that he was just going to move on. I think what happened, and what this is just my opinion, her second comment was poorly worded, and I think it was misconstrued or misunderstood. I don't think she meant for her comment to come across the way it came across, if that makes sense. Because the way her comment came across, it was almost, and you have to tell me how you feel about that, I am Courtney, because I know you all are friends. I feel like it was a second comment that got her into the hot water, and I don't think it was worded well.
Okay, so I actually wasn't coming on to bring redress to that.
Right.
Okay, so okay, let me back up. I'm sorry.
Because I don't
So
mind having a conversation with you about it, because I know some people was hot, and I know some people left comments on my video, and it's one of my videos about stuff, and I was like, well, I didn't even see the video, so I can't really fully comment on it, but I did see it, and I'm just letting everybody know who follows my channel. I did see it, and I know you had left me a comment at one point, and so I'm just addressing it because I know where you were with that. So that's why.
oh no. So the only comment that I had was that you were speaking prior to seeing the video, right?
Correct.
So
Mhm.
you had kind of got a few of the details misconstrued.
Correct.
So that's all. So my only comment was that the details are not quite right. That's it.
Okay.
So
And I
yeah,
agree.
so I wasn't like coming up to
I know
rehash that because I
you
really
weren't coming
didn't
to
want.
fight. I know you weren't coming to
Yeah.
fight. I was just coming. I wanted to make the comment so that people would understand, because I know how some people felt as it relates to what transpired. And I'll just reiterate for all of y'all, like I done told y'all before. Y'all saw how what happened to me. So if y'all thinking, uh, you know, if y'all thinking what happened to me, y'all should be paying attention to that. Y'all should have known how I was handled. So y'all should have paid attention to that and how I had to take care of that situation. And since it was in the private chat, we're going to move on. We're going to go on and
I
move on.
actually, I'm sorry. I actually have a question for
Sure.
Tarsha, if that's okay. Is that
Go right
okay?
ahead. This is your night.
No, this
Go
is
ahead.
your platform. I'm being
Go
respectful
ahead.
to
I
it.
love it when you guys come up. Thank you.
I actually have a question. So, Tarsha, my question to you is how did you feel about the incident that happened where Willie Moore or someone on on his team or whatever responded to you? How did you feel about that? As well as how did you feel about Vincent standing up for you and things of that nature?
Well, okay, so I just want to say this, and this may be my first time publicly telling why I even started a YouTube channel. I've been in the black church since I was let me see, 24 years old, and I am now 50. So I have seen a lot of spiritual abuse, and myself has been a victim of well, I don't consider myself a victim. I would say I have been a participant of spiritual abuse at the hands of leadership. And even before the whole Bishop Whitehead incident, I was basically abused by a a pastor who calls himself a prophet now, who is actually famous, right? And when that happened to me, the leaders swept it under the rug. And so my position forever will always be for those who have been victimized within the Black church. And so my purpose of going over to Willie Moore's channel and placing that comment is to remind people of the main thing. And what is the main thing? Regardless of someone trying to do a media tour to rebrand themselves, God has not forgotten about those who have been victimized by this perpetrator. And I'm going to say this, I will not back down from my assignment. So whoever doesn't like it, they have to take it up with God, because I'm very clear on my assignment. Even when I was misunderstood, when I went over to Bishop Whitehead's church, I was very clear on my assignment. He was an abuser of Black single mothers in my community in Brooklyn, and his best friend, Mayor Eric Adams, continued to cover for him. And so when I went over to Willie Moore's channel, I didn't care about the response, because there's always going to be somebody who links up with the abuser to cover for them. And we need voices that are true prophetic voices, those who are going to speak truth to power, right? That will remind everybody of the main thing. I don't care if you wear Gucci, I don't care what designer labels you show up in. When are you going to hold yourself accountable for what you have done to young men who are still suffering in silence? And so that is always my position. I'm not really shocked about Willie Moore's platform, because I'm the type of person, I don't care how many subscribers, how many followers you have. I'm not impressed by that. It's your level of integrity that will always, um and your character. And the response that I got showed me Willie Moore's character, regardless of if it was one of his virtual assistants or someone from a marketing team. If that was the case, they were very poorly trained on your guests. Because anybody who is familiar with YouTube, well, I'm finally getting. I think I got caught up to all of what we call him, co-defender number one,
Yeah, co-conspirator number one.
co-conspirator. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I just got up to speed with him in 2023 to now 2024, because I was clueless to all of the things that was going on. But now that I'm up to speed, I will continue to keep my foot on the neck of the enemy, because I am not afraid of the devil. And that's all I
I
have to say.
I am Courtney.
Oh no, that's it. That's all I have.
No, I just thought maybe if you had a response or you wanted to follow up. That's why I said that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you. All I'm gonna tell you is they go in the cult. Bottom line is his slap motion got slapped down as it should have. And to be quite frank with you all, I think it is offensive for people to come out on the internet and attack other people for simply telling the truth. All I do is read these documents and I tell you guys, video after video, that these people was lying. If you read the documents, all you had to do is read the documents and comprehend. You knew darn well that Duane Youngblood is full of malarkey. Okay, and because these beautiful women are up here, I can't say what I was gonna say, but y'all know what I'm getting at. They're full of it, and so because they are full of it, they had no business submitting this document and submitting these stuff to the court. The judge said, "I want y'all to comprehend this. When you get off of this live, I want you to think about what I'm gonna say right here." The judge said, even in their response, they leaped over a whole clause of law that they had to give an assessment to in order to respond properly to TD Jakes' claim, and they leaped over that in order for them to just keep talking and asserting different things in the case. They just threw whatever they wanted to throw in there, and they left out whatever they wanted to leave out because they are being deceptive, ladies and gentlemen. There is a reason why, in my opinion, these people are coming out here in the public and doing what they're doing. And of course, the idiot has to go on tour, Tarsha, because where else is he gonna go? He can't go to the Three Blind Mice. He's over there with the two Blind Mice platform. He's limited to what platforms he can go on because
That's
certain
it.
people, because certain people know who he is and they know what he is. He's limited. He's limited. And it's just sad. And they want to focus on what other folks got going on. And listen, I am not the subject of these individuals' downfall. They are their own cause of their own downfall. You know why? The Bible says that pride comes before a fall. These people are prideful. They're so full of pride they can't even admit when they're wrong. You know what they do? They come out and they say stupid things like, "Oh, I'm rebranding." Lord help me. Don't make me laugh. Lord. Now, Lord. I
Why
get
is
so
why would you rebrand now? Like, why didn't you rebrand when you were tearing down other people's ministries? No, nothing in your spirit said, okay, it's time for me to try to, not be this evil, wicked person that's tearing up people's churches. So now that there's a lawsuit, I need to rebrand. The
right.
devil is a liar.
Right. Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I just know for me personally, it's quite disturbing. I am human first. You've been following this for a while. You know how many people for the last several years that we had to fight strangers that came out of the woodwork that we didn't even know anything about. I mean, just jumped in like they was in a jumping rope contest, not knowing all the facts, trying to pretend like they knew what they didn't know. And now here we go, even with this situation. According to this court, those co-conspirators and those defendants are going to have to go to court. You can't
Yeah.
argue with paperwork. You can't argue with the paperwork. That's all I'm saying. You can't argue with the paperwork. Now,
I have a
Darryl,
question.
go ahead.
And this is a question that is related to I am Courtney. I know she left. Why do people attack you when you simply are spreading information that is already made public and it's the truth?
I think they do it because they're paid to do it. This has now YouTube has now become the land of lie for cash apps.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend for cash apps. This is the land of lie for cash apps. People will lie about, where they live and how in close proximity to fires they are. They will do all sorts of things, Tarsha Global, to lie to their followers. And I sit back, and if I wanted to be, mean and evil, I could really show some stuff and do some stuff. But I don't come on here to fight. I come on here to have my commentary, do what I'm gonna do and go on about my business. Cause I'm not like those other vloggers. I'm just really not. And the sad part about it is, no matter what you do, Tarsha, no matter how much truth you tell, Tasha, these people are going to double down on their lie because they're paid to lie. That's why Lovey will jump over in people's chat and drop $400 on them. Drop it. Just drop $400 on them. Boom. And one whop. Because he wants people to perpetuate the stuff. He wants people to keep, supporting him. And I'm not a big supporter of TD Jakes either. Let's be clear. Any man that can stand up in the pulpit and say Jesus is the product, and I got it on videotape. He said it. I don't have to make it up. I got it on video. Jesus is not the product. You're not selling Jesus. You're not marketing Jesus on like that. That's not how that's supposed to be done. But in all honesty, Tasha Global, that's my opinion on that. That's where I stand with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Darryl. Any thoughts?
Oh,
Oh Lord. He's back at the Trump rally.
Yeah,
He back at the Trump
right
rally.
there.
Listen here. You're gonna have to spend a whole bunch of
I've
money.
been
So
telling you for 5 years.
was could y'all think, just made me think, Darryl, do you think some people might have been applying for commercial financing because they were trying to line their pockets with some cash so that they have some fighting money?
Yep,
It could be a possibility.
yep.
I'm just saying.
Because the man that's coming to get his licks back got money longer than train smoke.
Yeah.
He write a check in the bank bounce.
Yeah. So this
And
is
he
gonna be
I'm here to tell you, for those of you in the bushes, that man with his lisp and his gap in his teeth, he gonna get all his licks back, and everybody that he coming for, he gonna drain your pockets, because he gonna drag this thing out in court until every dime you got is either gone or in his bank account. Either way, you going broke, and you going away, because he gonna put all of y'all to bed quickly.
Dion, I just cannot imagine why any self-respecting attorney would take this case.
Exactly.
Publicity.
Yeah, I don't get it. I am human first.
It's free press. It's free press.
I don't get it. I literally don't get it. And I've been racking my brain for months. Tyrone Blackburn is the one that's kind of confusing to me here, because he obviously knows that this man don't have a case. And then to try to join Jermaine Jakes with this case, when he's not even a party to this case and has nothing to do with this case other than the fact that he sent you a text message. You understand what I'm saying? So Tyrone was just throwing everything. They throwing everything. We'll give them all of this because it's gonna take them time, and it'll still be out there in the media that he was holding it. You know, he had on a thong and was holding on to a peach cobbler. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, Blackburn. He need to set some coin aside, because or get more people to help him out, because as you read some of the details, it sounds like he is not even matched to go up with what the lawyers legal team that Jakes has already assembled. So and I was listening to another commentator who happens to be, you know, a lawyer out there who is actually I don't even know why she's even on that side. I mean, and she's of the legal field, but you know, be it as it may. But she was even being critical of his inept defense and things, missteps that he was placed in terms of this right here. But he was the one that went out there and solicited Duane that he had a legal case, and Duane was stupid enough to follow him up. And what's that saying? It goes, um, do stupid stuff, you get stupid prizes or whatever.
Yeah.
Here
Because
you go.
I feel like this is a stupid situation, and they are going. It's just really crazy. Somebody said, "Now listen at this. Now, what you say? Oh Lord, I got a paragraph here. I think you're taking that product statement a little far. Of course, he knows who Jesus is and knows Jesus is not a product. It might have been symbolically. He said, caregiver goals. Understand something. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this for years. No, I'm not taking it too far. I know exactly what he said when he was on MSNBC and they did the story on him. You may not have even seen the story, but I'm fully aware, and I'm not taking it too far. Not at all. I'm just saying, not at all. But I am human first. I agree with your statement. You know, all of these people running around here, but Tyrone Blackburn, his past history, if you just Google this man, this is not a good look. It's not a good look. All your cases end up you just throwing a bunch of stuff at the judge and at the people. And next thing you know, the case gets dismissed or goes away. But in this case, if this case goes away or they dismiss it, TD Jakes has to pay attorney's fees for which you said you was working pro bono and you were working for free. So why should TD Jakes have to pay you any attorney's fees when you said you wasn't getting none? Oh, y'all forgot about that part? I haven't. I ain't even
Yeah,
forgot about that. Y'all do know the man said he was working for free.
he did.
That's what he said.
He did.
Oh wow.
He said he was working for free.
Marcellus,
Yes, that's what I was telling you.
What one of the huge conflictions that I see, or I wonder how it's going to play out. Recall and Blackthorn's demand letter to TD Jakes.
Mhm.
Remember how I can't, I'm not looking at it, but remember how he added stuff to Dwayne's claim and talk about they had sexual activities and things of that nature.
He embellished. Hmm.
Exactly. So how are you going to explain this to the jury that you already lied in your demand letter about what happened, because what you said really wasn't what he said on Larry's channel, and that's not going to play out. There's so many lies they're going to have to clean up. He Dwayne, yeah, you going down, bro.
I want all the criminals, the affidavit criminals. I want everybody to be dragged in court. I want the incredibly disappearing co-conspirator number one, who is getting skinnier by the day. In a minute, he's gonna be able to hula hoop through a Cheerio. I want them all to be dragged into court. I sure do. I want everybody in court, and I want you to be able to explain the real reason why you smile. I want you to be able to explain the real reason why you telling all these lies and jumping over the truth, like, some nursery rhyme, hickory dickory dock. You just gonna jump over the truth, and y'all gonna conspire, in my opinion, to do this to this man. And you don't think that there are gonna be ramifications for it. You thought they were just gonna dismiss it? No, we've been told y'all they weren't gonna dismiss this. You can't come out here and say these kind of things about a person and not be held accountable. Are you serious? And Larry knows better than this. But now he's turning over a new leaf. He's rebranding.
Wait a minute, where's that coming from? I'm you know what, with rebranding. Can you clarify with
No,
that?
no. Well,
Okay.
I know he done branded his hands with new demonic symbols. I know he definitely doing some
Ah, I
rebranding
saw
already.
that.
Uh-huh.
I saw that.
Yep.
I'm like, that dude is going. He just he almost worse than his mentee. I mean, with the tattoos, he taking it all the way out there. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, that's because he's a reprobate and he doesn't care anymore. All he wants is the money. He doesn't
bruh.
care anything about God. And you know what amazes me, Tasha? I saw a video. Get this, Tasha. Somebody sent me a video of him singing in Brian Wilson's church. And he's singing. Brian handed him the mic, he sung whatever, and all of this stuff. And this man gonna tell me, oh, the spirit overwhelmed him and all this foolishness. I don't know what spiritual spirit it is, but I can tell you one thing: it is not the spirit of God. And you showing up in black because your spirit is black, everything about you is black, just goes to further prove my point. And I don't care about who gets mad. And I know them other people gonna drag me and they gonna talk crap. I'm not gonna hear it. Uh, I don't even care. You do what you do. If whatever floats your boat. But Tasha, the problem that I have overwhelmingly is the amount of people that are being misled and gone and are following behind a misappropriation of scripture, a man who is obviously demonic. These people are talking about they talking to the dead. EJ over there hollering about he got owls, the monitoring spirits. The owls are the monitoring spirits. They follow him to his house and they're watching him and looking at him. And I
This is all a bunch of, let me tell you, first of all, Larry has his those people who follow him in the Patreon are under some type of spell. He went live and exposed his little altar with his cauldron where he does
Mhm.
bubble, toil, and trouble. And these people claim to be servants of the Most High God. They claim to be papal Bible saved, but you're following a warlock who TD Jake suffered health conditions
Correct.
after all of this young blood stuff came out, and it is in my spiritual opinion that was a spiritual attack because of all of this stuff that's going on out here on the social media. And this is how that platform operates. It's almost as if they try to silence people, and how they do it through spiritual means and cause people to have all type of health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
But this is some good news that God is going to put an end to all of this. And all of the nonsense that goes on, putting tattoos on your hands, um, going over to foreign countries, trying to do whatever you're doing spiritually is not going to save you, because once again, God is going to get vengeance on behalf of every victim who has been attacked, not only by that individual, but all of those who are co conspirators and support him and harass other people on behalf of him and use their platforms as a weapon to attack other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, they're doing it with such malice and with such hatred of people that they don't even know. And I mean, how do you go after a person? This is the thing for me, Tarsha. I don't know those other vloggers. So I know I've know of Williams. I've had conversation with William. I've had conversations with Larry. And that's the only reason why normally I only address those two, because I do know I have had conversations with them. Anybody else surrounding this situation to me is just you're just a person for hire. You know, that's how I look at it. I think you should just sit down and be quiet as far as I'm concerned. Now, Darryl, I'm gonna open up a question for you here because you got Jesus over there thinking you sleep.
No, I ain't sleep. I'm just, I'm just listening.
Listen, Darryl, the judge said there was no merit to his anti-SLAPP situation, and it was filed
Zero.
improperly, and he skipped over the law. So, what do you think is going to happen to him, Darryl, when he has to go stand in front of this judge? Knowing I'm talking about Blackburn, I ain't even talking about Youngblood right now. What do you think is going to happen to Blackburn when he has to go stand before the judge and try to, argue this case, knowing he threw everything at this judge and his paralegal, but the kitchen sink?
The judge is gonna eat him alive. That's what's gonna happen. He gonna cut him off at the ankles, and he gonna look like a complete idiot in that man's courtroom.
Yeah, and I really feel that way. I really do. I really do. I feel like he's going to be in a whole world of trouble. And Tasha Global, I will tell you, God's going to definitely get his vindication. He's yet being vindicated. He's showing people. Listen to me. God is showing people so clearly what it is. If you're unwilling to see it for what it is, you are being willfully ignorant at this point. Because they're not, just because you on social media and you trying to ruin the person's reputation, and the person files a lawsuit and you think you're going to keep talking just because everybody else saying he did this and everybody else saying he did that, that's not going to work in a court of law.
Nope.
No, it's not. And you want to know what's something? I sat down one day, maybe it was 2 months ago, and I read the complaint against Darryl. Everything in there is true.
I know.
And I said to myself, so this is such a demonic spirit that wanted to cover up the truth. They went and did a lawsuit. But I'm like, when I read it, I'm like, okay, where's the lie? Because I'm late on all of this, so I'm catching up now. So
Mhm.
now I'm looking back and I'm like, so this was all a scheme to cover up somebody so that they would not be seen in the public as a child predator. And now people are questioning, but at the same time, you have people that are still supporting this individual. And that's where I have the problem, and I will never stop talking about it.
Well, and that's at the time you got to keep in mind, Tasha, that Jordan was over there. All of that stuff was going on, and he was lying and hiding. He even lied to Tasha K, and he lied to Tasha K and had Tasha K thinking one thing when it was really something else. And when she finally did what you did and start really looking at it and investigating, she was like, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She was like, okay, Larry. And she started asking Larry some questions. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, that's the one thing Larry do not like. He don't like for you to ask him no questions. You don't believe me? I'm going to give you an example. When Conscious TV was over there interviewing Larry, and he started asking Larry some probing questions, what did Larry do? Larry shut him down. Because Larry do not like for you to ask him any probing questions and to use your intellect. Because the moment you start using your brain, Larry says, I'm out of here. Oh, I don't like that. You hear what he told CTV when CTV started asking him questions? Oh, I don't like that. So
Yes.
that's it, Tasha. I mean, and all Darryl did, in my opinion, was take the things that Larry said about himself and just played it back to him. Larry is the one that said he did the PPP loan thing and all of those other stuff. Darryl had the stuff on tape. All he did was press play. We just press play and let the man say what the man said. And now he over here trying to get commercial financing. In other words, he need another loan. Somebody, but he's rich. Everybody rich, Tasha. Everybody rich. Everybody rich. You know, they laying across their bearskin rugs, eating prawns. You know, everybody's rich, Tasha. It's ridiculous.
And everybody's going to get lobsters from their backyard.
Oh my God. And I think she's in federal custody now, right?
Yeah,
She was
she's
supposed to
over
be.
there picking
Yeah.
lobsters from Cell Block 1 now.
Yeah, exactly. Because she went in yesterday. Yesterday was the 24th. Oh my God. Good for her. Good for her. And I think she needs to go to jail for a lot longer. I really do. That's just my opinion. That woman need to be in jail for a while. Because she gonna keep coming, she gonna come right back out, and she gonna keep perpetrating those scams. She's not gonna stop. By the way, I need 5 more of you guys to at least do $10. We're down to our last 5. I appreciate y'all supporting us. God bless you, and thank you so very much. And you can, of course, support all of my guests here today as well. That information is on your screen. All right, now. Oh, well, that's right, Lynn. Lynn, right. Oh, Tasha, I don't even know if you know about this. I didn't say drugged and raped. She said drugged and raped because he got sued by another preacher, Tasha Global, and because he's opened up his fat mouth and was saying stuff about that preacher that he wasn't supposed to be saying. I mean, it's just the whole thing's ridiculous.
Oh
But the
my
bottom line,
God.
ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to come on here so that you will clearly know, Molly, you in danger, girl. You in danger. All of your co-defendants, all of y'all are in danger. Y'all in danger. That's all I'm gonna say to that. Christine Park says you're gonna be in cell block number 1. I agree with that. Yeah, and he tried to clean up his image, but that's never going to work because the Lord spoke to me a long time ago. That was years ago when the Lord said to me, this is going to follow Larry for the rest of his life. Oh, he thinks because people aren't emailing and checking on him just yet, he think he's in the clear. Oh no, every move, we like the police on the song. Every move you make, they say, every step you take, every vow you break, I'll be watching you.
Exactly. And that is why I went over on Willie Moore's channel to remind everybody about the main thing. And I want everybody in the bushes to know I am on him like white on rice. I don't care if he goes on the Oprah Winfrey show. I'm going to go right over there and remind Oprah about Levon Andrews.
That absolutely. And not only that, I'm with you. And I'll be right behind you to remind everybody that a nonprofit cannot be hooked a for-profit company and claiming that you're doing ministry work for the Lord. Something is off with these companies and these corporations and these shell companies, but that's just my opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so very much. Please make sure you hit the like button. Thank you so very much, Tasha Global, for coming up. I appreciate all of my guests.
You're welcome.
You guys just make sure you hang on to your horses because I'm quite sure I'm about to be the talk of the town. I'm about to be cussed out and called everything but a child of God. But y'all listen to me. I didn't file no frivolous lawsuit. I didn't tell these people that somebody tried to hug me and give me a kiss and then call me from a bubble bath. I never said any of those things, but this idiot did. And since he did that, he's got to deal with the fact that all of this stuff is going to be coming to him, and he's got to deal with the case that's coming. You thought you were going to get into a bubble bath and slip and slide into a bubble bath and a phone call. Well, you done slip and slid into TD Jakes' purview, and now he's coming after you. So good luck to you, sir. I wish you that you not well. I wish you I wish you get everything that the Lord has planned for you. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we'd love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here, so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.